FMP project QuickTime presentation. So first in the pre-production stage, I made my schedule, and I feel like this one really helped me to inform and develop the ideas I was planning to make, and to make sure I was kind of like on top of what I was doing. Of course, I did have a few fallbacks due to the other things that were happening, but I did feel like it did help me whenever I felt like I was lost on my project. In the pre-production stage, it was mostly reflective journal, problem-solving log, and actually context research. That was mainly my main purpose in trying to find out my target audience, trying to find out the age, ethnicity, like demographics and psychographics of my project. Now, I am making a new QuickTime presentation because I didn't feel like the other one I did was that good. So I'm able to reflect now on what I was supposed to say. So for my schedule, it was quite hard for me to follow through everything, but I did feel like it was really helpful in terms of making sure that my work is done, making sure I didn't leave anything behind. Now, to my proposal, which was the main thing for this project that I felt really difficult at first, because I didn't know how to word it, and I didn't know what the person looking at my proposal was looking for. So the section 1 wasn't that bad for me, but it was a bit hard in trying to word them to words to make it sure it's understandable. Oh, section 2 about my drama is about a paranoia from the protagonist's perspective. So at first I did have to change my proposal a few times because I didn't think it was as clear as I thought it would be, and by the time things were starting to piece together, I felt like it just didn't make sense anymore. So I decided that I needed to change my proposal in order for it to be more realistic, and like for it to match what the concept was and how people are going to view the concept. So my pitch was really just a short thing, more like visual on, the crew and the cast, and, just showing my schedule, like how I'm gonna plan this out, and where I got my ideas from. I initially got my idea from this a short drama called Mr. Happy, which is based on paranoia and mental illness, and Short of the Week is also a very good source of finding ideas and helping people to develop their ideas or just start from scratch. I did think my I didn't think that my video would become kind of more creepy. I just thought it would be a bit more, maybe to show awareness towards people who don't really know much about paranoia. But as I got more into it, I did know that it was a lot more creepier because it was how I was viewing somebody who has paranoia and what they see compared to what we see them seeing. So I had to research about what is paranoia and how it came about, and I was just matching this with people's drawings. Now I wasn't really sure if they had paranoia, but this was just a visual research to show how it may be seen through paintings and through what people are feeling. So through this pre-production stage, I think it was quite helpful for me to have all this visual research and secondary research, because I needed to know what exactly I was getting myself into and how I was going to approach my target audience. So my FMP research here has everything based on the target audiences and mental illnesses from England, and trying to understand how people do come about with paranoia and how people feel about this. I think it was very helpful for me to to search about this and to understand how I could show the paranoia from someone's point of view and to also view the other side about it. But I did have a problem in where I originally wanted to start from, so I had to change my idea slightly. So my idea was originally about paranoia, but I also wanted it to have like no dialogue. So at first I felt like I have to view it from other people's perspectives, but since things didn't really work out properly, I decided to modify it in a different way, whereas I would still keep the paranoia and I would still have no dialogue. So I wanted to show paranoia, but maybe from somebody's dream. So from that person's dream, to see what they would see, and like, so they couldn't decide what was real and what wasn't real. It's almost like a lucid dream. These were just horror films that I felt quite inspired from, and silent films to help me visualize how I'm going to make this without dialogue, which I did find quite helpful. These are just things to remind me about how the angles I should shoot, and if I was to use lighting, how it should be done. Okay, so now we're going to go on to, these are the screenshots that I just took. So whenever I did like production, in my production stage, like when it came to editing my video, I wasn't sure on how I was going to edit it, and there was a lot of things that I was stuck about. So I went onto YouTube and screenshotted the things that could help me, and I found it quite useful and helpful that it would help me to give me the techniques that I needed to do, and also with color correction as well. I thought it was very helpful on learning how to do presets. I wasn't really sure about that before, but when I came across my problem, it became really helpful. So these are just a few paperwork that I've done, like my call sheet. This call sheet has been done twice because it's in like 2 different locations, which has pretty much helped me to become more professional in how I'm going to deal with my situation in terms of people who I'm going to involve filming, and seeing everybody's schedule time and seeing how everybody's going to get there. This has made me a lot more organized in how I'm going to plan out my filming days. So in terms of reflective journal, I think my reflective journal was quite successful because I was able to see all the flaws that I have made and see all the things I have learned, which has helped me throughout this year, and I'm quite appreciative of that because there's so many things I went through that I wasn't really sure how I was going to manage, but in the end it was all about me learning how to quickly react to things that didn't go my way, and the actions I took in order to prevent my situation or in order to change the situation that I was in, instead of leaving me stuck in a circumstance I couldn't solve. But thankfully for my teachers, it was quite helpful of them to help me through this journey. So my reflective journals, they haven't been all that lengthy, but I did include what I needed to be said, and it's not really that much waffling about. And focus groups was there, and it was quite helpful in terms of reaching out for my target audiences and classmates that can help me on my work. So just on to my Wix now. On my Wix page, I've just also uploaded my reflective journal on there. Fortunately, the pictures hasn't come out as well, but onto my videos. This is my official edit that's on YouTube, and and this is the rough edit video. So in terms of my rough edit video, I think I've come a long way from where I was to where I am now, because my rough edit wasn't that bad, but it definitely did need to make a lot more development in terms of how the shots needs to match with this sound effects, and how to color correct things, and because things didn't look the way I thought it would be, in terms of if people knew how the narrative was and people who could recognize what was going on. So when I had my when I had my audience feedback, I was able to figure out what needed to be changed in my video and how to go about that. And the audience feedback was quite helpful in terms of making me develop my video a lot better. So these are just over here. Oh, this was my test shots. These were my test shots, and in my focus group, these were just the test shots that I took to see if my shots would be okay. And yeah, I did have a lot of test shots. Some of them turned out fine. Some of them I didn't end up using because I didn't think they were able to show in my video, because it just did not look like the way I wanted it to. This is just my feedback page from when I broadcasted my video to friends and family and people who are just curious about my video. They've helped me out in terms of how I should change my video and how things should be better, and I did think it helped quite a lot. And in terms of research, again, these are just my focus group really did help me a lot, because in the beginning of this whole process, I was totally unsure about how I was going to film this video and what age how old were the boundaries gonna be set for. So I think the focus group was quite helpful, because I got to hear many different opinions and things that I didn't think about that were gonna be in my video and what needed to be added into my video. Also, my research has helped me a lot, because I used sound effects even though I wanted to use Foley in the beginning, but due to not having enough time, I wasn't able to complete it. But I was able to find free sound effects. I was able to have screenshots and different things like that in order to help my video out. So I think it turned out okay. I was able to inform and develop all my ideas through my screenshots and the videos that I've watched on YouTube or social media and things like my focus group, because it really did have a massive help on my project, because doing it alone was okay, but having different opinions allowed me to be more creative and allow me to expand my ideas, so people who are watching it don't have just one mindset. Many things can happen.